Alright, welcome back to another video. My name is Matthew and we're going to get straight into it. So, today's video, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I've never really done whiteboard videos, but I've always wanted to try it and I thought it would be cool and a little more engaging and easier way to teach, since that's how we were taught when we were kids. And writing and drawing is pretty interactive. So, hope you guys stick around to the video and you learn something. So, in today's video, we have how to lose weight depending on your body type. So we have 3 different body types: endomorphs, ectomorphs, and mesomorphs. So, for some of you that don't know, endomorphs, I'll tell you, are, let me just get into it. Give me a second. Right here. So, endomorphs are people that are shaped like me. A little bit rounder. Yeah, we'll just use blue. You know, have harder time losing weight, can put on weight really easily. They could still build muscle fairly easy. And then we have the ectomorph. The ectomorph is the people that lose weight really easily. So these are your lanky guys, your skinnier looking fellows. These are the type of people that if they don't eat for, let's say, a certain period of time, they'll step on the scale and it's going to go down 5 pounds. Right? Like for me, if I go step on the scale right now after just having some food, the scale is going to go up 3 to 5 pounds. That's just how my body and metabolism is. For these kind of people, they don't eat for 2 to 5 hours and the scale goes down. And lastly, the God genetic humans that are just so athletic, ripped out of the womb. These are your mesomorphs. These are more kind of like this shaped, natural born Doritos. I hope you guys could see. Yeah, you could see, right? Okay. These are your natural born Doritos. These are your school athletic kids, all the high school kids that were just natural born athletes. We're great at every sport, always had a 6-pack for some reason, and yeah. So now what I'm going to teach you is, if you don't know which one you are, or you're struggling to find out which body type you may be, I'm going to put the first link in the description, a resource that you can use to help yourself out and figure out which body type you are. It's like a little quiz. It's going to ask you 9 questions, I think, and it'll tell you just like that. So this is one of the most important things that you should know when you're beginning either your weight loss journey for some of you endomorphs, or you're trying to bulk up for some of you ectomorphs, or you're just trying to understand how to eat for some of you mesomorphs. So when it comes down to the endomorph, let's say we have, for each, just to make it simple, for each, let's switch up the color actually. I've had enough of blue. I've got a couple here actually. Let me switch up to red. For each of these, let's just say, regardless of their goals, we'll just say a 2,000 calorie goal. So for this guy, 2,000 calories might be to lose weight. This guy, for 2,000 calories, might be to gain weight. And for this one, 2,000 calories, let's say he's just trying to maintain weight. So how are we going to divide these 2,000 calories up differently for these 3 different types of body types? So what we have to know is we move to the macronutrients. So in those 2,000 calories, they're divided up into 3 different macronutrients. You have your most important, in my opinion, obviously they're all important, but my favorite, let's just put it that way, protein. This is every gym bro's go-to thought when they think food. Protein, protein, protein. Then, you have your second most important, in my opinion, your fats. This dictates and controls your hormones. And then your last, least important, but it's also obviously really important too, you have your carbs. These are, for you non-keto weirdos, joking, keto is a great diet. If you could stick with it, it's really healthy actually. Your energy source. I'll make a totally different video talking about what are your favorite foods, or what foods you should be focused on within your carbs, what foods you should be focused on within your fats, and which foods you should be focused on within your proteins. But this is just a start. So, when it comes down to how to divide this amount of calories between these amount of macronutrients to these 3 different types of body types, you have to understand that each body type is different. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, these guys hold on to weight and they struggle to lose weight. These guys struggle to gain weight. These guys, they don't really struggle with anything at all. They just need to figure out what's the right macro split. So what we're going to talk about next, let's switch it up from red because I got sick of red. It's enough red. Let's go to black. We have to think about the macro splits. So then with these, this gets split up into 3 different type of macronutrient splits. So here you have your, let's say your macro pie, just like that. All right, perfect, beautiful. So what are these 3 circles representing? These 3 representing 100%. 100%. And now we need to figure out percentage-wise how to divide these 3 specifically for each body type. Because what a lot of people don't know is it needs to be divided differently depending on your body type, because depending on your body type, your body digests food differently, your body responds to food differently, your body type, it's just different. So, if we want to figure out what the best split is, we need to understand that there's 3 different types of splits. So, the first split is the low carb split. And if you guys were to guess, who do you think the low carb split goes to? Obviously, the endomorphs. The people that have a little bit harder time digesting the food, they want to go on like a lower carb split. So how I usually divide this is bulk of this, say 40 to 50% of your meals, or of your 100%, sorry, is going to be protein for these guys. 40 to 50%. Second, your fats. How much percent of fats do we want for these guys? Let me tell you, 30 to 40%. So, I don't know, let's just say, yeah, like that, that's good. So 30 to 40% of the 2,000 calories is going to be fats. And then the last are obviously the carbs, and the carbs are going to be anywhere from 10 to 30%, so on the lower end. 10 to 30%, and we have C for carbs. So PFC, protein, fats, carbs. So now, let me just divide this up so you guys understand. Here we got the endomorphs. Now we're going to go to the ectomorphs. So how do we divide the ectomorphs up? This is a low carb ectomorphs. Eat balanced split. So what does the balanced split look like? Well, let me tell you. The balanced split is obviously a split of the food in 3 different ways that's pretty balanced out. Kind of like that, like that, like that. So obviously in every split you still want to have majority of protein, especially if your goal is to lose fat and build muscle. Because why? Protein serves as the building block or amino acid to repair muscles. So a lot of people think, oh, I'm just going to eat protein, it's going to go straight to my muscles and grow. No. The gym stimulates your muscles by ripping them. And food and sleep, your muscles grow by the food you eat and the sleep you get. So while you're sleeping, you're recovering the muscle that you've torn. And how do you recover it? By the protein getting digested into amino acids and repairing, think of like a doctor repairing a cut open wound, repairing the muscle with the protein. So for the balance split, for the ectomorphs, the protein is around 30 to 50%. Go more for the higher, obviously. Protein. And then for the fat, we have 25 to 35%. For the fat. And then the carbohydrates, we have obviously 25 to 35% as well. 25? Yeah. 25 to 35. For the carbs. If you see because obviously every ectomorph is a little bit different, but if you see that, for example, your split is harder in the ectomorph section, you can play around with these two, meaning, okay, let's say your protein's at, I don't know math, so don't roast me in the comments for math. Let's say your protein's at 50%, and let's say your carbs are at, I don't know, 30%. If you see that you're still dropping in weight relatively quickly, if you don't eat, or if you need whatever, more water retention, because that's what carbs do, then feel free to adjust accordingly and maybe substitute 30 and 50 to 40 and 40, right? And then this you can leave at 20. So yeah, I'm just making sure I'm checking my math. This is 100, 40 plus 40 is 80, plus 20 is 100. So now for the Greek god genetics of you, the mesomorphs. The mesomorphs, you want a high fat, right? Mesomorphs, low fat. Mesomorphs, you want a low fat split. So this is balanced split, low carb, and this one will be low fat. So So how does a low fat split look like? Well, again, the protein is anywhere between, this is going to be majority carbohydrates, majority protein, then it'll be like that. Does that look good? Yeah, let's just say that looks good. So we have here fat. Fat can vary. Fat can be anywhere between, let's say, 15 to 25%. 15 to 25%. And then, obviously, just because I'm a gym junkie and protein is everything, I like to have more protein. But if you want more energy, or if you're doing more physically active things and you've realized that the protein isn't giving you enough energy, feel free to add more carbs and take away, so depending on that. But your carbs can be anywhere between 25 to 35%. Carbs percent. I'm extremely sorry about my handwriting, it might not be the neatest. And then your protein can be anywhere from 40 to 60%. 60% protein. So, in regards to protein, obviously we want to be focusing on protein in every body type to have the most amount, because there's been so many numerous studies that explain and show how protein is just really good for muscle recovery, really good for stress, really good for fighting against diseases, and it's just the biggest thing that allows your body to stay, run, and perform at its peak performance. And then depending on what your goals are with your body type, follow this split. Obviously, if you're an ectomorph and you've bulked up, and your goal isn't to gain any more weight, you want to maybe lose weight, still follow this split because it's meant for your body type, but just lower the calories. And same as endomorphs, right? Like if you've gotten to the point where you've got rid of all the body fat you've wanted to get rid of, and now you do want to bulk up a little bit, stick to this split, but just instead of 2,000 calories, let's say you want to bulk up a little bit more, bring it to 3,000 calories if your maintenance is at whatever, 2,500. And same thing for the mesomorphs. You guys could just eat maintenance and build muscle and not have to worry. But I hope you guys found this video valuable. If you want me to do any more whiteboard videos, anything else that you'd like me to explain, demonstrate, feel free to comment down below. Let me know if you guys like this whiteboard video. This was my first one. It's definitely a little bit weirder than my normal talking ones, but I do like it. It's a lot more interactive. Yeah, I'm going to keep trying to expand and develop my knowledge to provide you guys with the most amount of value as possible. And if you are looking for one-on-one fitness coaching, feel free to hit the first link, or the first link is going to be the body quiz, the second link in the description, and check out the other links. And make sure to follow me on Instagram, because that's where I'm the most active. I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you got some value. And I'll leave you like I always leave you. Create more than you consume. Serve others. Love everyone. Peace.